Imam Mohamed Magid is president of the Islamic Society of North America. He says the upcoming summit meeting shows that Muslim countries are increasingly seeking to address problems in their own regions themselves, instead of waiting for the United Nations or Western countries to intervene.
OIC is a well-respected and highly respected organization in the international arena, and for meeting of Muslims, especially in this time, and in the most respected city like Mecca, symbolize that the urgency of dealing with issue that concern Muslim communities. We have areas of the places have in war, and you have the issue of stability, whether in Syria, whether it is the issue of how to deal with the aftermath in many countries, whether it is the economics issues, whether it is after revolution, Arab Spring. Well, I think there's a lot of issues that today Muslims countries and Muslim intellectuals and Muslim thinkers, they have to really to address. And for this kind of meeting, it meant to address the urgent issue that concern Muslim communities around the world.
Imam Magid says the group he heads, the Islamic Society of North America, has been working with the 57-member Organization of Islamic Cooperation on a number of issues, including the rights of minorities.
OIC is a very, as I said, important organization, and now more people understanding that when it make a decision, when take a decision, collective decision, being taken very serious. We have seen that being taken, the issue of Libya, for example, when the OIC made a decision about Libya, and other issues that regarding the addressing health issues and fighting the issue of malaria and other diseases that impacting the Muslim majority Muslim countries. Therefore, it is very important that to realize the role now this organization play in the international arena, and we as American Muslims, we work closely with them in the issue of the minorities, whether minority in the West or minority in the majority Muslim countries. Therefore, we're working very closely with the Secretary General of the OIC to address these issues.
Akbar Ahmed, a former ambassador of Pakistan to the United Kingdom, is currently a distinguished scholar at the American University here in Washington. He says the plight of the Muslim minorities in at least 3 countries will be high on the summit's agenda.
The purpose is twofold. Firstly, it is routine, because all bureaucracies, all big organizations must by definition have meetings every quarterly, every 3 months, every 6 months, whatever. Secondly, any body like this needs to have what are called extraordinary meetings to review or confront urgent issues, top priority issues. And one of the big issues facing the OIC, and this reflects the feeling in the Muslim world, is the issue of the minorities, the Muslim minorities in non-Muslim majority countries. Minorities that are being persecuted, and there are terrible stories of atrocities coming out of these countries. For example, the Rohingya in Burma, the Muslims in South Thailand, or the Muslims in the Philippines. These are 3 examples which are very much agitating a lot of people in the OIC. So this is an opportunity for the OIC to be able to sit together and say, okay, last time we met, we had passed these resolutions, we want you to take these steps, let us see where we've got to in the meantime.
Ambassador Ahmed says Saudi Arabia has played a key role in these discussions.
Well, Saudi Arabia is of course a very important member, and the fact that the headquarters are in Jeddah, the fact that in some senses it's one of the important drivers of the OIC. The OIC can do a lot and has done a lot just to keep the issue alive. That's the first big step. Secondly, to try to work with the country, the host country, if you like. It's critical. I think their approach is a very sensible approach. So rather than confront that country and take a head-on clash which would create further problems with the minority, what their approach is to try to create diplomatic initiatives, political initiatives, cultural initiatives, so that the host country becomes aware of the problem and hopefully tackles it. I think this is the approach that they've taken. Also, another point, they have been very, very adamant about bringing the problem to light. So with media, with publicity, with awareness, the world then becomes aware, and the majority population finds it more difficult to continue to persecute the minority.
Both Ambassador Ahmed and Imam Magid agree that Saudi Arabia is playing a leading role in these high-level discussions. Burton Bolag, KSA2, Washington.